was it? Oliver said something. There was a news about XGPUs 2.0 being released, and the comment or the meme was, I haven't heard about that LLM. It's kind of super fun kind of analogy. Yeah. But also, if we just expand this question that we spoke about and try to think like a couple of years ahead in the future, we can at least see that the frontier kind of foundational models are increasing in size. And potentially fewer and fewer companies can at least train them from scratch. I mean, even with Lumi at hand, it would be hard to do it today. And then if you just try to extrapolate a bit in the future, I think even using them in the future will be so expensive that it won't really be feasible to use at least like the largest O1 model that we have in the future. So then you do, I think, what you just said, Ingrid, create more and more specialized models. So perhaps you use these kind of large foundational models to be a teacher for them and a starting point, but then you fine-tune them for your own data that you haven't seen and for your very specific use case, if that is a baking recipe or trying to understand X-ray images or whatnot. But that could be a future, right? And that can be a way for us to have the need to use like Euro HPC and these kind of AI centers, even if you can't build the biggest ones, so to speak, right?
Yeah. We don't have 200,000 GPUs like X has, but we have enough to actually do really useful stuff.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about these huge models is that they're able to learn from different fields. And I mean, we saw, it was a while back now, but when we saw the first ChatGPTs was that they were able to sort of draw conclusions from one field and then sort of understand physics or something like that. So they can learn from different fields, which then, like if each learning from each field can be applied to all fields, then of course you accelerate learning. So I think to have a few of these large models is going to be great to kind of push the frontiers and also understand where does it make sense to build specialized models. But it's not going to be it's probably not going to be the ones that we normally use. But it makes sense to have also maybe one in Europe and not just in the US and in China, for example.
We would love that, I think.
But I think this is a huge topic because everybody's sort of, let's go home and die. We lost the race, right? It's all over. It's not.
Who says that?
Who says that? Because all of a sudden now we are realizing that, okay, there will be some super big, very few of the biggest of the kind. And they will have but in the end, it's almost like they're going to be pushed back. And we're going to use them in order to train the models that are then done in Europe for maybe automotive or maybe an applied research field or an applied business field. So it means that how this market will structure itself and where the opportunity lies for Sweden or Europe to actually be best in the world, competitive. It's still an open field when you start understanding where this is going.